Living on a narrowboat can be truly magical. In this video, we are going to share with you why we'll love it. Hi everyone!
And welcome to the 20 best things about living on a narrowboat, featuring yours, one and truly, Miles and Marina. From our perspective, it was a continuous cruiser living on the boat for 2.5 years. Terms and conditions may apply. Other experiences may differ.
Not in any particular order.
First in at number 20 is travelling. So being able to travel without having to leave your home. So travelling at 3 miles an hour through the English countryside and getting to stay in loads of different towns and different counties. Yeah, it's amazing, and it's a really unique experience to see the UK or England from that perspective. So, travelling in your pyjamas.
The next one is the sense of community. When we moved onto the boat, we knew that there is a very tight boating community where we were in London first and then finding that it's actually everywhere around the country. So living on a boat is wonderful for meeting new people, meeting like-minded people, and also getting to know people from completely different areas of life, places in the country. There is also this sense of camaraderie because boating is not the easiest lifestyle, so everyone knows the challenges that we all go through. So many people are incredibly helpful. If you need anything, often people can just knock on your door, or we can ask neighbours even if we never met them before. So yeah, a boating community is wonderful and incredibly resourceful and helpful.
And in at number 18, being close to nature. Living on a boat, you get to experience all 4 seasons, look out your window and see nature in all of its abundant glory. So yeah, being close to nature on the boat.
Closer than you think.
I'm a hay bale hugger. Marina hugs trees.
Another great thing about living on a boat is not having to rent. So we own Alba, so we don't have to rent, and that's like the most amazing feeling, not having to pay rent. We're still paying a loan for it, but it's nothing like we would have paid rent in London where we used to live. And apart from rent, also is amazing not to have to house share. I lived in London for 10 years in a shared house, and Miles lived in Leeds for 10 years as well, sharing the house. So being able to have our own kitchen, our own bathrooms, and just make our space the way we want it is absolutely amazing.
So next up is being nomadic and being able to choose your neighbours, mooring with friends, just setting off when you want to, if you want a new spot or whatever, and also if you don't like your neighbours. Although that's not happened to us often, although some people have probably left us. Just being able to have a different view every day, wake up one morning, don't like the spot anymore, just head off into the sunset and the canal's your oyster.
So another benefit of living on a boat is being able to experience the elements. Obviously we live in water, so that's one of the elements that we're very exposed to, and it's amazing to be able to feel the boat rocking and sleeping and knowing that there is water underneath your home. Fire is something that we have every winter. Most boaters will have a wood burning stove, and that's something we interact on a daily basis. In fact, we make sure that the fire is on 24 hours a day. It's quite unusual for many people to be so close to the fire, especially in our modern society, but this fire is something that we get to experience every day in winter. And then even earth, the feeling that we get when we moor up somewhere after cruising for a while and finding a place to stay for a couple of weeks and explore the area, I feel is really special and kind of give us an extra perspective and gratitude for the new places that we explore.
Next up is the feeling of an endless summer. So swimming in the river, paddleboarding, rowing, running away from cows and sheep, barbecuing, fire pitting, hay bale balancing, it's all in there.
Hello little one. I can see you.
You're so cute.
Is it stuck?
I don't think so. I think he's just a little bit scared of us. Being so close to nature, as we are right now. Meet Peter the possum.
Your little face. Your little face. Another great thing about living on a boat is learning new skills. We live off-grid, so there is always an opportunity to learn something new when things go wrong. And sometimes certain tasks seem unachievable, like performing engine service or installing a water pump by ourselves. But once we do it, it kind of, gives that sense of achievement and grows our confidence, which is just fantastic, and it's a really, really great skill to have.
We've been able to build a door, lay a laminate floor, built window frames, a few other bits, tiling. We did a bit of tiling. Yeah, getting a bit handy being on a boat, learning new skills and what have you.
Another great thing is opportunity to practice gratitude for little things. Sometimes there are challenging situations on the boat when we might run out of water, coal, or certain things don't go according to plan. And when that is resolved, eventually everything gets resolved. The feeling that you get when you suddenly have water, when you're warm, when you have everything you need is just fantastic. And we will never take running water and heating or electricity for granted. After living on a boat for all this time, it really, really gives us an opportunity to be grateful for little things.
The ability to watch sunsets every day. And if that's not enough, starry skies, not every day, some days. We've seen some epic sunsets, haven't we? Oxford seems to have great sunsets every day, although this one's not too bad either. And yeah, we get to see a lot of starry nights, and we've got an app as well that tells us what we're looking at, so we can see like Jupiter and Venus.
After living on a boat for all this time, I feel that winter is a very special experience. We have a wood burning stove, so every day we've got a fire going to keep us warm. And sitting in winter, especially when everything is frozen outside, and sitting on a boat by the wood burner is just a very unique and wonderful experience. I know some people would rent an Airbnb specifically with a wood burner just to have that experience, but we get to do it every day, and it's pretty magical.
So another one of things I love about living on a boat is being able to cruise and having those cruising weekends. On the Thames, we cruise fairly often, you know, some evenings after work and weekends. We don't sort of wait 2 weeks unless we're in an amazing spot, obviously. But yeah, just being able to cruise and going out for cruises, taking friends with us, teaching them literally the ropes, and yeah, it's all good fun. Being out and about on the boat. So when we're on the canals and move every 2 weeks, actually look forward to taking the boat out.
Living on a boat is living in a small space, so both of us had to downsize when we moved in together on Alba. But for us it's a positive thing because it's an opportunity to have less stuff, worry less about things, simplify life, have less clothes, less kitchen gadgets, just have what we need exactly. And actually we don't need much at all. We don't have anything stored outside our boat. Everything we own is on Alba, and having a small amount of stuff is actually quite liberating. Living on a narrowboat is a great opportunity to practice non-attachment. There is just no way to plan anything living on a boat. Plans always change, and that's a thing that doesn't change, is that the plans change, and you've got to be okay with that. Also, neighbours always change. Even if you make friends for some time, we'll cruise in different direction and on a different schedule. Weather changes, views change, so many things change. Sometimes you have solar, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're close to the shops and sometimes you're really far away. So all of that, all this variety is what we signed up for, and it is a great opportunity to practice not being attached to certain places, people or things.
Changing the subject, what's for dinner?
Cabbage.
And we can change that. So living on a narrowboat does give you a great opportunity to have a city and country life balance, where sometimes you're in the middle of nowhere, like we are right now, most of the time in our case, but other times when you could be in the middle of town, in the middle of the hustle and bustle. We lived in London for a year, but also we've been to Henley and places like that, so you can really get in the centre of a town and get a feel for the town, as well as really experience the wild of the outdoors and nature, and get to see it from a really unique perspective as well.
Living on a narrowboat and cruising around the country gives us an opportunity to see many animals and birds. We've seen so many interesting species and been able to witness animals really up close in their natural environment, which is just amazing. I've once seen a beaver, an otter, and a huge variety of birds. And we also saved a few. We once saved a bat that was ended up on our boat, and we managed to save it. We helped to save a cow, saved a goose, a Canadian goose.
We didn't save it, did we?
We have attempted to save it, and we did our best. That's one of the benefits.
Another great reason for living on a narrowboat, or some people's reason potentially for living on a narrowboat, is that it's very accessible and you can save a lot of money living on a narrowboat. If you want to, you can also spend a lot of money living on a narrowboat as well. Being realistic, it's probably cheaper, or as cheap as living in a small house. So, it's very accessible. Boats of sort of different size and different usage. Boaters of all budgets can enjoy.
Another amazing thing about living on a boat is that this lifestyle exposed us to incredible, extraordinary life experiences, talking about being at the right place at the right time. Things we've seen, people we've met. It could be like small things, could be big things. For example, a few months ago we saw an owl carrying a mouse in its paws, I guess, and claws, right against the sunset. I thought that was like the most beautiful thing. Many times we woke up with cows licking our boat and licking our windows at 4 o'clock in the morning. That was on the Thames.
Rescuing unpinned narrowboats that some kids had unpinned.
Rescuing narrowboats, rescuing animals, as I mentioned. Yeah.
Rescuing ourselves.
Yeah, being in tricky situations, rescuing ourselves, or meeting amazing people. Meeting Jane, the lady who was a volunteer for a bat society in London, and she knew all about the boats and about the bats. boats, and she
Nothing about boats.
no, she saved the bat that we rescued, and yeah, that was such an amazing experience. Just people, we met a couple who sailed around the world with 4 children. Yeah, we just get to meet so many wonderful people with amazing life stories. I think that's priceless.
So another great thing about narrowboating is just how accessible it is. So anyone of any age, any boating experience or lack of it, yeah, it's just really accessible, and it's a really great way to sort of get out there and be on the water and, you know, have some really wholesome memories, whatever form you do it in.
Yes, and you don't have to learn a skill and have a qualification to.
You'll have plenty of them to learn.
Yes, but you don't have to.
You
don't have to, because you can just hire a narrowboat for a weekend without any experience, and you can get a narrowboat at any age. Loads of retired people do it because you don't have to have specific skill to own a boat.
No, and you can do it solo as well.
Yeah, loads of people do it solo.
Yeah, so yeah, get a boat, see you on the water. And that's a wrap. Yeah, living on a boat is great. There's many great things. There's loads of challenges ahead. I think we're always very mindful if this is just a period.
This is a very unique period of our lives, and we are very aware of that, and we try and enjoy every minute of it, and being aware that it might come to an end at any point. And also, our journey was quite unusual. We spent the first year on the boat in London, working in London, and thinking that that's all we are going to experience boating wise. We didn't even imagine that we will be able to work online and travel and see the countryside and see other canals. We've been on the Grand Union, on the Oxford, we've done Thames and Avon Canal, and everywhere we go it's just a new world, and it's just so special and so beautiful, and we understand how amazing it is for us to have this experience. We got the boat in, we spent the first year in London, and then when the pandemic happened, we were able to start working from home, from Alba, and this way we just set off and we saw places we never thought we were going to see from the comfort of our home. We hope you found this video useful. Let us know if you can resonate with any of the points.
What's your best reason for living on a narrowboat? Whether you live on a narrowboat or whether it was one of these.
Let us know. Thanks so much, guys.
See you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to follow the adventure along. We had loads of fun making this one, so we uploaded bonus bloopers on our Patreon page. To see behind the scenes, extra vlogs, live streams, get a sticker of Alba and many other perks, join our Patreon family. Big love to all of you out there. Thank you for watching.